Memory loss has been sneaking up on me for a while now, and I'm sure a lot of you watching this video have felt that too. You know, that moment when your brain just seems to take a tiny vacation and leaves you standing there wondering what you were doing, or even where you are. Brain fog is something many of us experience every single day, and it's not just funny, it can be a little worrying too. But stay with me until the end, because I'm going to share a discovery that could help anyone dealing with forgetfulness, short-term memory loss, and even fears about Alzheimer's or dementia. Just the other morning, I had a classic brain fog moment that I know you'll relate to. I was looking everywhere for my glasses. I checked the kitchen counter, the living room table, even my bedroom. My mind was spinning with confusion. Short memory loss strikes so suddenly. Then I paused, looked up, and there they were, perched right on top of my head. It's moments like these that make you laugh, shake your head, and also realize just how real memory loss can be. Mild cognitive impairment isn't just a term in a book. It's real life, affecting us all. It's funny, but it also connects to the bigger picture of things like dementia, early onset Alzheimer's, and even conditions like Lewy body dementia. These are words we hear more and more as we age, and while we laugh at little mistakes, brain fog and retrograde memory loss are signs to pay attention to. Have you ever experienced a moment like this? Drop it in the comments. I promise you're not alone. Memory loss, brain cloudiness, or just short-term memory lapses happen to almost everyone, and sharing these stories makes us feel less isolated. So let me tell you about another day when memory loss caught me completely off guard. I was in the middle of preparing a cup of tea, something I've done thousands of times, and suddenly I couldn't remember whether I had put the kettle on. Short-term memory lapses were hitting me hard that morning. I wandered from the kitchen to the living room, back to the kitchen, thinking, did I boil the water or not? My mind felt like it was wrapped in a foggy blanket. Fuzzy brain symptoms all around. Eventually I peeked at the kettle and yes, it was already whistling. Brain fog really knows how to play tricks on you. Situations like this make you reflect on the early signs of dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Memory loss diseases aren't just stories, they are real concerns for many older adults. Mild cognitive impairment, memory loss, and signs of early onset dementia are common worries. But let's be honest, we can laugh at ourselves while still being aware. I remember once trying to remember where I put my favorite book. I searched high and low through drawers and shelves, thinking I might have left it outside. My short memory loss terms seemed to betray me at every step. And guess what? The book was in my hand the whole time. Classic retro amnesia. Brain fog causes us to forget the simplest things, like where we put our glasses, keys, or even the remote. It can feel like your mind is clouded, like a foggy head symptoms kind of day that never seems to end. Sometimes I wonder about the reasons for brain fog and think about whether it's just aging or something like early signs of dementia in men and women. The fuzzy brain symptoms are subtle at first, but they grow if ignored. That's why understanding memory care facilities, early signs, and even dementia treatments is so important. Now, speaking of memory loss, let me share a little story about a time I went to the supermarket. I had a list, but brain fog had other plans. I walked up and down the aisles, confident I was buying everything I needed, only to get home and realize I had purchased 10 cans of beans and completely forgot the bread. Short-term memory loss had me again, and it was one of those classic amnesia moments. Global amnesia, transitory amnesia, retrograde memory loss, they all sound clinical, but in daily life, it's just the brain being unpredictable. Have you ever done something like that? Write it in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Even though these stories are hilarious, there's a serious side. Early onset dementia, frontotemporal dementia, and other types of dementia affect millions of people. Brain cloud symptoms and memory loss diseases are real, and it's important to notice the signs of senility or short memory term lapses. Awareness helps, and it can even guide us toward new discoveries or treatments. The good news is, science is advancing. There are promising ways to prevent memory loss, confusion, and even the progression of Alzheimer's disease. I'll talk more about that at the end, so stay with me. Everyday moments of memory lapses remind us that we're human. Amnesia meaning and psychogenic amnesia might seem like complicated terms, but when your mind fogs over and you forget what you went into a room for, you experience them firsthand. Sundowner syndrome and mild cognitive impairment may affect some people more than others, but brain fog is something we all understand. Sharing these moments, laughing about them, and learning from them helps us cope with memory loss in a fun but mindful way. Memory loss really has a way of sneaking into everyday life, and sometimes it does it in the most hilarious ways. Just last week, I experienced a short-term memory lapse that left me completely baffled. I had parked my car in the driveway and walked inside, only to spend the next 10 minutes searching the entire house for the car keys. Brain fog was at full power that day. I looked under the sofa cushions, in the kitchen drawers, even in the bathroom, everywhere but the obvious place. Then it hit me. The keys were still in my pocket. Classic retrograde memory loss, short memory term trouble, and fuzzy brain symptoms all wrapped into one moment. Have you ever experienced something like this? Write it down in the comments. I promise you're not alone in this. Short memory loss doesn't just affect where we put things. It can also mess with simple routines. One morning I decided to make oatmeal for breakfast. I measured the oats, poured the milk, and set the stove to heat. But then I got distracted by the television, brain fog creeping in, and forgot about the pot on the stove. By the time I remembered, the milk had boiled over, spilling everywhere. Mild cognitive impairment, amnesia retro, short-term memory lapses. These are not just clinical terms, they're moments we live through every day. The funny side is that when I tell friends, they nod and laugh, sharing their own memory loss stories. But the serious side? We have to be aware of early signs of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and memory loss diseases. Even small tasks like paying bills or taking medication can become tricky when memory loss strikes. I once put my glasses in the fridge while taking my morning pills, completely forgetting why I had them there. Short memory term lapses can lead to moments like this that make you shake your head. Brain cloudiness and fuzzy brain symptoms can affect anyone, and it's easy to dismiss them as simple forgetfulness. But understanding memory care facilities, signs of dementia, and mild cognitive impairment is essential. If these lapses become frequent, it might be more than just brain fog. It could be early onset dementia or frontal lobe dementia. One of the funniest moments of short-term memory loss happened when I decided to reorganize my bookshelves. I had a brilliant idea to sort the books alphabetically, but after 2 hours, I realized I had no idea what I started with. Retrograde amnesia and global transitory amnesia were working overtime in my brain. I laughed at myself, but also recognized that short memory loss term moments can sneak up on anyone. This is why awareness of dementia treatments and Alzheimer's disease treatment options is important. While we can enjoy these funny incidents, the underlying reality is that memory loss and brain fog are serious issues for many older adults. Brain fog and mental fog causes are often underestimated. I've experienced what they call dissociative amnesia during everyday moments, like forgetting why I entered a room or what I was about to say. These fuzzy brain symptoms can be frustrating but also humorous. One day, I walked into the kitchen to grab a snack, then forgot completely why I went there. Mild cognitive impairment, short-term memory lapses, and early signs of dementia in women and men are all connected to moments like these. And while we share these funny stories, it's important to stay informed about early onset Alzheimer's and signs of senility. Even family interactions aren't safe from memory lapses. I once told my granddaughter the same story 3 times in a row, completely forgetting I had already told it. Amnesia meaning in everyday life can be very relatable. My family just laughed, of course, but this is also where awareness comes in. Early signs of dementia, memory loss diseases, and brain fog symptoms can all present subtly. It's important to notice them, not just for ourselves, but for those we love. Short-term memory loss can escalate if ignored, leading to retrograde memory loss or even frontotemporal dementia in some cases. Then there's the "where did I put it" saga. One morning, I misplaced my wallet and searched high and low. Brain cloud symptoms were at full force. I even checked the freezer at one point, thinking perhaps I had put it there while multitasking. Fuzzy brain symptoms like these are common with short memory loss term issues. While these moments are hilarious, they are also early indicators that shouldn't be ignored. Awareness of signs of early onset dementia, Lewy body dementia, or vascular dementia can make a difference. This is why paying attention to memory care facilities, Alzheimer's Association updates, and new dementia treatments matters. Finally, let me tell you about a simple moment that perfectly shows brain fog and short-term memory loss at work. I wanted to water my plants, so I grabbed the watering can and went outside. Then, midway through, I completely forgot whether I had already watered them. I turned around, went back inside, and checked again. Mild cognitive impairment, memory loss, and retroamnesia, all wrapped into a 5-minute saga that could have been straight out of a sitcom. We laugh, share stories, and yet the reality of dementia, early onset Alzheimer's, and memory loss diseases is something to take seriously. And remember, there's hope. I'll share at the end of this video a discovery that might help prevent memory loss, confusion, and even Alzheimer's, so stay tuned. Memory loss and brain fog can make even the simplest day feel like an adventure. As I reflect on all these moments, from misplaced keys to forgotten breakfast, it's clear that short-term memory lapses are more than just funny. They're signals. Mild cognitive impairment, early onset dementia, and signs of Alzheimer's disease all start with these small, seemingly harmless moments. Brain cloudiness and fuzzy brain symptoms often begin subtly, creeping into our routines without warning. But here's the thing, noticing these signs early can make a huge difference. That's why I'm staying alert, paying attention, and sharing these stories with you, hoping it might help you or someone you love. Thinking about all the moments of dissociative amnesia or retrograde memory loss, I can't help but laugh. Like the time I put my phone in the fridge while looking for a snack, completely forgetting why I had it in my hands. Short-term memory loss term issues like these are common in older adults, and they connect directly to conditions like Lewy body dementia, vascular dementia, or frontal lobe dementia. Early signs of dementia in men and women can appear in everyday life, often through these little mix-ups. It's a reminder that while we laugh, we should also stay mindful of our brain health. Brain fog remedies, treatments of Alzheimer's, and memory care awareness are tools that can help us manage these challenges. Even the simplest routines can become a test of memory. I remember trying to take my morning walk and forgetting where I parked my walking shoes. Short memory term lapses, mild cognitive impairment, and early onset Alzheimer's all play a role here. Brain fog causes distractions that seem to make the world a confusing puzzle. When your mind experiences retroamnesia or global transitory amnesia, even familiar tasks can feel daunting. But sharing these stories, connecting through laughter, and noticing patterns are crucial steps in managing memory loss. Have you noticed moments like these in your life? Writing them in the comments helps us all realize that short-term memory lapses and brain fog are universal. While these stories make us chuckle, the serious side of memory loss is real. Alzheimer's disease treatment options, dementia treatments, and awareness of mild cognitive impairment can make a huge difference. Brain cloud symptoms may seem harmless at first, but they can evolve into more serious conditions like early onset dementia or Lewy body dementia. The key is to stay informed and proactive. Short memory term moments, amnesia retro, and fuzzy brain symptoms are signals to pay attention to. Recognizing them early allows us to take steps, whether through memory care facilities, lifestyle changes, or emerging scientific discoveries. Even my interactions with family and friends highlight the impact of brain fog and memory loss. I often tell the same story multiple times without realizing it, a classic sign of short-term memory loss. Mild cognitive impairment and retrograde memory loss make these moments happen naturally, but they are also early signs of dementia that deserve attention. Understanding early signs of dementia, brain fog causes, and reasons for brain fog helps us remain aware and proactive. Sharing these stories creates empathy, understanding, and community, showing that we're not alone in dealing with memory loss diseases or Alzheimer's dementia. One of the most telling moments happened just a few days ago. I was trying to cook, and after setting the stove, I forgot I had already added the ingredients. Brain fog treatment and memory loss awareness could have prevented the minor chaos that followed. Short memory term issues, amnesia meaning in daily life, and fuzzy brain symptoms were all in full swing. Moments like these are perfect examples of early onset Alzheimer's or mild cognitive impairment in action. And yet, while we laugh at these experiences, it's also a reminder of why memory care awareness, dementia treatments, and Alzheimer's association guidance are so important. These daily adventures in forgetfulness also show how memory loss diseases can affect confidence. Mental fog causes, brain cloud symptoms, and short-term memory lapses create situations where we question ourselves. Have I really forgotten, or is this just a moment of brain fog? Foggy mind symptoms and fuzzy brain symptoms can make us doubt our abilities, but sharing these stories connects us to others experiencing similar challenges. Early signs of dementia in women, early signs of dementia in men, and memory loss awareness all become relevant. Short-term memory loss term issues may seem minor, but they're part of a larger picture that deserves attention. Finally, reflecting on all these stories, I realize that laughter and awareness go hand in hand. Brain fog remedies, clear brain fog instantly tips, and memory loss prevention strategies may seem like science fiction, but they are real tools we can explore. Short memory lapses, amnesia retro, and mild cognitive impairment teach us to pay attention to our brain's signals. Lewy body dementia, frontotemporal dementia, and Alzheimer's disease are serious, but there is hope. Today, I want to assure you that there is a new discovery that could help prevent memory loss, confusion, and even Alzheimer's progression. Stay with me until the end of this video because I'll explain step by step what you can do to protect your memory and keep your brain healthy. Memory loss, brain fog, and short-term memory lapses can make our daily lives both challenging and amusing. Looking back at all these little incidents, the misplaced keys, the forgotten breakfast, the wandering around the house looking for things that are right in front of us, it's clear how unpredictable the mind can be. Mild cognitive impairment, retrograde amnesia, and fuzzy brain symptoms might seem small at first, but they can be early signs of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or other memory loss diseases. That's why paying attention, noticing patterns, and learning more about brain fog causes and mental fog causes is so important. Even though we've shared lots of funny moments, there is a serious side to all this. Early onset dementia, frontotemporal dementia, and vascular dementia are real challenges for many older adults. Short-term memory loss term issues may seem harmless when we laugh about them, but repeated incidents of memory loss, amnesia retro, or brain cloud symptoms can point to more significant cognitive changes. Awareness of early signs of dementia, mild cognitive impairment, and fuzzy brain symptoms can help us take action sooner rather than later. Recognizing these signs is the first step toward protecting our brain health. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that laughter and awareness can coexist. Brain fog remedies, memory care facilities, and treatments of Alzheimer's or dementia don't have to be scary topics. They can be empowering. By sharing stories of short-term memory lapses, global transitory amnesia, or retrograde memory loss, we create connection and empathy. Signs of dementia, early onset Alzheimer's, and Lewy body dementia may be challenging to face, but knowing about them, discussing them, and taking steps toward prevention makes a difference. The funny moments of forgetfulness show us that our brains are human and that awareness is key. Let me remind you of the small moments we often take for granted. The day I put my phone in the fridge while looking for my glasses, the day I watered the plants twice because of brain fog, or the day I told my granddaughter the same story 3 times, these are all signs of mild cognitive impairment and memory loss that we can learn from. Amnesia, meaning in real life, short-term memory lapses and fuzzy brain symptoms aren't just funny, they are signals. Paying attention to them, learning about dementia treatments, Alzheimer's disease treatment, and even new discoveries in brain health can help us prevent further memory decline. Here's the hope I promised you earlier. Scientists and researchers have been studying memory loss diseases, brain fog, and dementia treatments for years. There is now a discovery that could help reduce memory loss, prevent confusion, and even slow down the progression of Alzheimer's disease or early onset dementia. Short memory term issues, brain cloud symptoms, and fuzzy brain symptoms can be managed better than ever before. Whether it's through new treatments, lifestyle changes, or daily brain exercises, there are ways to protect your mind and improve cognitive function. Mild cognitive impairment doesn't have to lead to serious memory loss if you act early. Sharing these stories also reminds us that we are not alone. Millions of people experience short-term memory loss, brain fog, and fuzzy brain symptoms every day. Mild cognitive impairment, retrograde memory loss, and global transitory amnesia are part of life for many older adults, and connecting through shared experiences helps us cope. Alzheimer's Association resources, memory care facilities, and awareness about signs of dementia provide tools to navigate these challenges. Early signs of dementia, brain fog from lack of sleep, and other factors can be managed, and understanding them empowers us. So, what can you do today? Stay aware of your memory, notice any fuzzy brain symptoms, and pay attention to short-term memory lapses. Understanding signs of senility, mild cognitive impairment, and early signs of dementia in women and men can guide you to preventive strategies. Brain fog treatment, clear brain fog instantly methods, and memory care awareness are available tools. And importantly, there is hope through scientific discoveries and dementia treatments that can protect your memory and reduce confusion. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Even though memory loss, amnesia retro, brain fog, and short memory term lapses can be frustrating, there is joy in sharing these stories and laughing at our experiences. Mental fog causes, brain cloud symptoms, and mild cognitive impairment are part of life, but they don't have to define it. Early signs of dementia, Alzheimer's disease treatment options, and memory care facilities give us hope. And for those who want to take the next step, there is a step-by-step guide I've shared in the description and pinned comment that explains a new discovery that could make a real difference in preventing memory loss and protecting your cognitive health. So, if you've enjoyed this video and related to these funny yet meaningful moments of memory loss, don't forget to check the link in the description and the pinned comment. There, you'll find the full video explaining this new discovery that could help with short-term memory loss, brain fog, and early signs of dementia. Mild cognitive impairment, fuzzy brain symptoms, and even early-onset Alzheimer's can be addressed with the right knowledge, and this is your opportunity to learn more. Stay engaged, stay aware, and take action today to protect your brain for tomorrow. Thank you for spending this time with me, sharing in these stories, laughing at the forgetful moments, and understanding the importance of memory health. Short-term memory lapses, retrograde memory loss, brain fog causes, and fuzzy brain symptoms are part of life, but they also remind us to stay mindful. Early signs of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and mild cognitive impairment don't have to be frightening. They can be manageable with awareness, new discoveries, and proactive steps. Click the link, watch the guide, and take your first step toward protecting your memory today.